let us talk about Bastille Day. So today is Bastille Day. Well, the anniversary, rather. Bastille Day was quite some time ago. Here's a really awesome clip or picture of it. Look at this artwork. They don't make art like they used to. Bastille Day is a holiday celebrating the storming of the Bastille, a military fortress and prison, on July 14th, 1789, in a violent uprising that helped usher the French Revolution. Besides holding gunpowder and other supplies valuable to the revolutionaries, the Bastille also symbolized the callous tyranny of the French monarchy, especially King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette. The Bastille was built in the 1300s during the Hundred Years' War against the English. The Bastille was designed to protect eastern entrance of the city of Paris. The formidable stone building's massive defense included 100-foot-high walls and a wide moat, plus more than 80 regular soldiers and 30 Swiss mercenaries standing guard. As a prison, it held political dissidents, such as the writer and philosopher Voltaire, many of whom were locked away without a trial by order of the king. By 1789, however, it was scheduled for demolition to be replaced by a public square. Moreover, it was down to just 7 prisoners, 4 accused of forgery, 2 considered lunatics, and 1 kept in custody at the request of his own family. The infamous Marquis de Sade, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but from who the term sadist is derived, had likewise been incarcerated there. But he was removed earlier that summer after falsely shouting out the window that prisoners inside were being massacred. And it worked. Despite inheriting tremendous debts from his predecessor, Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette continued to spend extravagantly, such as by helping the American colonies win their independence from the British. By the late 1780s, France's government stood on the brink of economic disaster. To make things worse, widespread crop failures in 1788 brought about a nationwide famine. Bread prices rose so high at their peak, the average worker spent about 88% of his wages on just that one staple. Unemployment was likely a problem, which the populace blamed in part on the newly reduced customs duties between France and Britain. Following a harsh winter, violent food riots began breaking out across France at bakeries, granaries, and other food storage facilities. You know, it's interesting too, because when Marie Antoinette said, "Let them eat bread," there is a rumor that that's not exactly what she said, but we'll just say, for the sake of argument, that she did say that. If bread was that expensive and people were spending their wages on it, obviously she was clueless. Just like, it just makes me think of AOC when she just said that these looters just want their bread. Anyway, it's you can just see how much the elite class is so out of touch. Some things don't ever change. So they stormed the Bastille, and the French Revolution began. It's a very, very long article, but that's not really the whole point of why I was bringing this up. It just so happens today, of all days, that France is rioting. In fact, they weren't rioting, because I look at like Black Lives Matter over the past year, rioting and burning stores down. Look at South Africa right now. It looks like a war zone. People are being shot. They're looting everything and burning stores, ruining businesses. Like, that's rioting. France is actually protesting. They are out in the streets protesting. Let me show you some of the things that was happening in France. That guy looks like me. Hold on, I gotta go back. Look at this. Look at this dude right here. No, look at that hair. Does that not look like me right there, that dude? I was not in... Look, that was straight... It's what? It's my doppelganger. Okay, I'm a little freaked out right now. Look at this dude. Does that not look like me? Okay, anyway. Look at this. These people are out in the streets. And I don't blame them at all. All right, check this out. There's so many videos of this. Here they are here. Is that the same dude? Hold on. Is this the same guy right here? No, different dude. Maybe it is the same. I don't know. kind of weirded out by that, my French doppelganger here. French people are revolting to Macron's tyrannical rule. Get this, the only group to be exempt from the mandatory vaccination is the police force. Huh? That's right. France warns vaccines could be mandatory. But could the UK follow suit? Who cares? Because the French people are rising up and they're saying, no way! You're not going to make this mandatory. In fact, it wasn't actually a mandatory... he wasn't saying that... It says here they were warning that they could become mandatory. But really what they're implementing is a vaccine passport. Even though for so long we were hearing, no, there's not going to be a vaccine passport. Don't worry about it. That's not going to be the case. Oh, they're implementing it. All right? They're saying the unvaccinated should be punished and people should have vaccine passports to be able to go to the store, to go on the train, to even come into France at all, right? I mean, this is not really a surprise, is it? I mean, is anyone really surprised that this is where they're going with this? I mean, the people of France are not happy about it. I mean, they're marching en force out there on Bastille Day, which is just interesting because, you know, they were rising up against the government based, the elite ruling class, saying, you're going to do what we tell you to do, right? I mean, granted, they helped make America, which I actually didn't know about that until I read about the Bastille Day, which is like, all right, well, thanks for helping us beat the Brits, but because America wouldn't exist without them. And of course, are we surprised to see that the cops are coming out and stopping the protesters because they can't have this getting out, right? This is not okay. They're locking it down. They're stopping people. This is from Andy No. Please shut down the anti-Emmanuel Macron protest in Paris. Demonstrators are angry the president's announced COVID passports for entry into restaurants, shopping centers, bars, other businesses, transportation. It's not just the restaurants and the shopping centers, it's everything. You won't even be able to go to France, which is kind of crazy. They're forcing it upon everybody. Look, I'm glad that I only have one strike on my channel because I even feel like just reporting on this, they're going to be like, whoa, like, you know, boom, another strike. Look, follow your medical, your doctors. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even talking about the vaccines at all. People are just rising up because he's basically making it mandatory. They're pushing this vaccine passport. Like, if it's just one step removed from an authoritarian regime, just forcing people to do what they say. And that scares me. I mean, even Nancy Pelosi now in America basically has just a police force that has no oversight, right? I mean, hold on, let me just pull this up. Look at this. U.S. Capitol to use Army surveillance gear to monitor Americans and identify security and turn the force into an intelligence-based protective agency. This is kind of crazy. Identifying emerging threats. Patriot Act, remember that? How they disguised it behind the Patriot Act. We got to find them terrorists. Did you find them? Or did you just want to be able to spy on American citizens? It's happening all over the place. It's not just France. This is becoming like a normal thing. And it's frightening, man. These people want all the power and they want to control everybody. And for some reason, they're trying to shove this jab down everyone's throats, and in a scary fashion. I'm not interested myself. I just follow your own doctor's advice, though. I'm just simply stating that I'm not.